No. This is such an important video for us. We have to start at the beginning, long before this has happened. Do you know this channel? Some of you do. Many of you are here for the first time. Well, to put the former in context and explain what's going on here to the latter, we have to go back a long time ago, approximately 2 years ago. Even back then, two intrepid twins had only one obsession on their minds, the Rock of the Warning. They had met them at the approximate age of 9, and it was love at first sight. Their father, a grunge hard rocker and all-around good guy, had been trying for some time to get the two girls to discover the path of good music. But it was with Narcisista that something clicked in their little heads, and they decided that these three Mexican girls were the most amazing thing that had ever happened in their lives. From then on, events followed one after the other. It wasn't long before they both said the magic words, "We want to be like them and do what they do." And so, sometime later, we had one behind a drum kit and the other holding a bass guitar. But was it that simple? No. Things didn't happen so quickly and easily, but that's more than enough material for another story that one day you will know if you ask us in the comments to tell it, of course. The fact is that the first day of something very nice came. The twins decided to record themselves as a family and with the intention that one day some other fan of The Warning, since they did not know any other, could also see them performing songs by Danny, Pau and Ale. Everything was very improvised. If the New Kids on the Block existed, they could be the New Kids on the Rock. And with that play on words, a cell phone, some editing and a lot of illusion, they all saw a cover of Choke, with which the following day they hallucinated when reading the comments. Since then, many more covers of The Warning have been appearing on this channel, some easier to do, others more difficult. Behind them are nerves, rushings, frustrations, and joys. The horror because that feel came out or that bass line didn't follow the click well. There were many times of repeating whole takes because there was a mistake after 2 minutes of playing. The day-to-day began to incorporate conversations about where to go, how to go, when to go, how to do, or what the next video would be. And this dedication did not come along. Far from it. If we decided to put our heart and soul into it, it was because we discovered that we didn't have the biggest audience on YouTube, but we have the most special one. 2 years later, more than 99% of the comments we have received are positive, pleasant, respectful and encouraging. The gasoline that allows us to keep this engine running. And on top of everything and everyone, our patroners, the most wonderful people on earth, who alone have made it possible. For example, allowing us to buy equipment, instruments, or get our own rehearsal space. They, and only they, are the ones who have made it possible for Naila to exist today. And then, after all this time, do you still maintain a channel of covers of The Warning? Well, the answer is no. Now it's much more. Although much of our content is that, in all this time we have tried to grow. For example, the experience we have gained all this time has allowed us to make video tutorials on how to record yourself at home very cheaply and with a certain quality, if you want to record some music.
Entonces, si queremos nosotros ensayar y que se nos oiga, nosotros utilizamos esta mesa de mezclas. Esta es súper barata, la verdad, costó como 20 o 25 euros o dólares.
And it allows us to tell you a little bit more about us and what it was like to be inside New Twins on the Rock.
Me gusta más el sonido más como grave, más...
Doing reactions to bands that have marked the history of rock, like, for example, Black Sabbath.
Me gustó mucho la intro, porque
sí,
todo el público animando a todo el público.
El ambiente es súper bueno, como en la sala. Me gusta mucho como todo el mundo así coreando y esas cosas, la verdad.
Alter Bridge.
Bueno, la verdad es que me está encantando. Esta intro tiene como que...
Or Queensryche.
Perdón por ponerlo todo rápido, es que voy a hablar un poco de la configuración de la batería, porque siempre me gusta ver la batería.
We've done covers of other amazing bands like Hellstorm, and even the Beatles themselves. Without being able to forget the wonderful gift the twins gave their father, allowing him the greatest dream he could imagine, to perform with them the best band on earth, a mythical song he played so many times in the past. And even some video totally out of our comfort zone, for example, a soundtrack. And above all, in this time we have achieved our best achievement, the one we are most excited about, and for which we have bet very, very hard. It's said that a band is not complete until it begins to develop its own art, and we take it very seriously, so much. So, this is the moment how it was born. Neila is the moment in which we find ourselves. The band that has emerged in all this time and that has come to take over from our beloved new twins on the rock. Little by little, the time has come to close a precious door to open another one that brings us closer to a future so exciting that we can't even express it with words. It all started with a few requests. Hey girls, that's great, but where are your own creations? And so, on a certain Friday, almost out of the blue, Me Enfrentaré was born. If we were already inspired by the responsibility of each cover video, imagine for a moment facing the composition, interpretation and creation of a work from scratch. But we don't even know how to sing, we said, and with more fear than you can imagine, we launched into the adventure. Sometime later, we tried to make something similar to a video clip and we released La Verdad. And at the end, what we believe to be our best creation so far. In this 2024, putting every gram of our effort, we created Stay and made the best music video that our means and knowledge allow us. In the end, Neila has become so big in your small world that we want more. We are very close to the release of our first EP, in which this song will be included. That's why, from here, we wanted to take advantage of these seconds to ask you to keep supporting. Supporting as you do. A like, a comment, share the video or even become patroness. Any gesture, no matter how small, counts. And in that sense, never forget, we are what we are because of you. But at this point in our story, why so much review and why this video so special? Well, it is because within what has been this channel, there are two events that had surpassed all our imagination, and that you can see along with everything told, video by video, in your YouTube graphic. And it's the two moments in which we have been able to see the warning live. We will never be able to forget it. June 16, 2023. Finally, after so long waiting for it, the warning came to Spain on tour, specifically to Madrid. Our nerves have been overflowing for months, and we can hardly contain our trembling legs. Rambo, next to us, only had a small itches. After a long trip, we arrive at our destination, and we are ready to spend the not inconsiderable figure of 7 hours in the queue. What seemed to be the greatest torture becomes one of the best experiences of our lives. From not knowing a single sound of the warning to having practically everyone in Spain around us. We lost count of how many people we met. We talked, we laughed, we rest, we got tired. Even someone recognized those two fearless YouTube twins and took a picture with us. An unforgettable experience. And on top of it all, the greatest moment of our lives. Danny, Pau and Ale in front of us. There were so many nerves that they were not even able to tell them that they were doing covers of their music. And when we heard from their mouths that they had seen us on the internet, we almost fainted. But something else happened. Something very, very nice. And that starts to be related to this video. Obviously, we were not the only ones at that concert. In fact, we met wonderful people who will forever occupy a place in our hearts. And among them, two important people for this story. At the time, we didn't know them, but it was logical that they were not the only ones who play instruments, and that the warning had given them enough strength to face the challenge of learning. Within that, there was a girl who played the guitar, although now we know much more. Silvia, as fanatic as we were, which had made her practically the first one in line. It was practically impossible not to end up talking. And not long after, Laia will arrive with her wonderful family. She also came from far, far away and could not hold her nerves. Between conversations, we discovered that she not only played the guitar, but also sang. It was like being in paradise, fans of the warning, knowing all the discography and with the ability to interpret their songs. Like us. From then on, we don't believe that nothing can unite someone more than enjoying the first moment that you have the warning in front of you together. But it wasn't only that, it was enjoying them, singing, laughing, shouting. We gave absolutely everything, wanting to make it clear to these three sisters that in Spain they would always have devoted fans. At the end of the concert, still in a cloud, we could only repeat in our heads the moments we had lived. But at the same time, there was an idea that we had very clear. We will see each other again. We had just started a friendship impossible to break, because it was born in the best possible way. And the warning returned to Madrid the following year. It did it on April 26, 2024. And there we went again, with more experience, but the same desire to be there again. The best thing is that we were no longer going to stand in line at random. We knew who we were going to be next to, and so it was. Unfortunately, there are few videos of this second concert together. The recording didn't go as we expected, and although you can find our chronicle of the concert inside our playlist, we couldn't include videos as great as in the first concert. Once again, it was an amazing experience, where we met Laia and Silvia again, as well as many more incredible people. All in all, it was wonderful. Since then, Silvia has continued making music on her own YouTube channel, which you can't miss. Laia continues in her city, learning and becoming a better guitarist, keyboardist, singer, and in the middle of all this very recently we wrote a page of this wonder story when Laia came to our city with her family and we were lucky enough to share an afternoon together. Obviously, we had to end up playing together. Unfortunately, our new venue was brand new, so much so that not only did it look a lot worse than it does now, but the sound was really bad and we couldn't record what it did. A pity, because we wanted to have a memory of it as well as photos, but that only lit the fuse of the bomb we were preparing. And we arrived finally to this day, to the decisive moment when everything aligned to get to this video. 4 fans of The Warning, who met the first time the band came to Spain. The Warning, a guitarist, a vocalist, a bassist, and a drummer. The only thing left to ask is, what else do you want? ¿O qué más quieres?
El hambre que está consumiendo tu interior, sin esfuerzo puedo yo saciar. La sed que te da solo me hace recordar, aunque poco yo te puedo dar. Sin fallar, lo que tú puedes necesitar, aquí va a estar, aquí